What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Matt, and today we are talking about The Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2. Yes, guys, so finally, Incredibles 2 is out 13 years after The Incredibles 1, which came out in 2004. Director Brad Bird had always said, following on from the original, that he only ever planned to do a sequel to it if he felt that he had the right story to tell. 13 years later, he's finally got there, and it feels like he has got the right story to tell. And for me personally, it was worth the wait. I think Incredibles 2, well, for lack of a better word, it's incredible. Seriously though, as much as I enjoyed the first film, I honestly think the second film has absolutely blown the first one out of the park. And that's in terms of, obviously, 13 years, Pixar's animation's come a long way. I mean, obviously, they've not diverted from the original too much, but you can clearly tell, like, the sort of difference in the animation, you know, things just like, Mr. Incredible's, like, Afternoon Shadow and you know, just sort of little details like that, but they actually do bring a lot into the film.
Superheroes are illegal.
We want to fight bad guys. It defines who I am.
We're not saying you have... What?
The story as well is, I just think, is absolutely incredible. It's actually really well done. It's kind of like, I came out of it and I was like, wow, that film felt kind of really adult. Like, everything that it was dealing with felt like it was kind of like really sort of going towards like an adult kind of audience. Obviously, though, the cinema was packed with children. The children were laughing their heads off throughout, so there's plenty in there for the kids as well. But it took on a lot more of a serious tone than I thought it would do. And I thought it worked really, really well. Some people I know have been sort of knocking on the villain, saying that compared to the villain in Incredibles 1, this villain this time around sucks. I didn't see that as the case at all. One of the main arguments people make is that the villain doesn't feel sort of personal enough. But I have no problem with that whatsoever. Historically, there was always a big argument between Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, obviously the kind of co-creators of Spider-Man, on whether or not Norman Osborn should be the Green Goblin. You know, Stan Lee felt that the story would work better if it was personal. Steve Ditko was kind of more realistic and was like, well, in the real world, what are the chances that his biggest villain's going to be his best friend's dad? Realistically, what are the chances of that? And I don't think a villain does have to be personal, and that's kind of the point of this villain. I don't want to go into too much spoilers, but as I said, I really enjoyed the villain in this movie. And the film itself, it's just generally, it's great fun. Like I said, it deals with kind of some serious things, but at the same time, there's a lot of humour in there for the kids. Jack, sort of the way Mr. Incredible, the family kind of stopped discovering his varying amount of powers, obviously lends a lot of comedy to the film. The whole, Elastigirl going out being the working mum and Mr. Incredible staying home being the working dad, and just kind of seeing the dynamic shift from the first film was really, really good. I know there's going to be lots of people looking at it in like in various like sexist ways or like feminism ways and stuff like that. I don't think it. You don't need to go into it's a animated kid film. You don't need to go into it too much like that. I've read some things about like, why is Mr. Incredible the bitter stay-at-home dad? He's not the bitter stay-at-home dad. He reacts the way he reacts because that's the way he would react. He, as we know from the first film, that's his character. He wants to be the one in the limelight. He wants to be the one out there saving the day. Of course, it would be difficult for him, for his wife to be the one going out and doing it. But obviously, he gets a bit down about it, but then he steps up to his challenge, and at the end of the day, it's all one big happy family again. My main point is don't try and read into these things too much. It's just completely not necessary whatsoever.
Parenting is a heroic act. Done properly.
All the voice acting is absolutely incredible in the film. The cast do an amazing job. Like I said, just lots and lots of sort of little comedic moments sort of dotted throughout the movie. Jack, of course, just steals the show. Is there anything that baby can't do? He is absolutely hilarious. Absolutely love that kid. Obviously, Violet and Dash, they both sort of have some growing to do in the movie as well. They both step up. It's just a sort of like all-round, just lovely movie. And I really feel that what the first one started, this one has just, it's just taken it up to the next level, and it's potentially sort of opened it up that there could be a lot more. I don't know what the kind of agreement is now between Brad Bird and Pixar, whether or not they are gonna go ahead with sequels or spin-offs or something without him, or whether it's again they have to wait. If there's an Incredibles 3, happy days, but I kind of feel that I would side with Brad Bird on it. I don't really like him to do one if he felt he had a good story to tell, and I think for Incredibles 2 he did have a good story to tell. From, as I said, the changing dynamics for Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl, obviously kind of switching roles. The villain I really did actually like. Yeah, all around great movie. Just all around great movie. Definitely go watch it. So yeah, I guess I've now got to give it a score. I would give Incredibles 2... You know, actually, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Like, I don't think it was perfect, but I did have a really good time with it, and there's really not much about the film that I could fault personally. Like I said, everything just kind of fell into place and worked for me. I had a really great time. It kind of made me think, it made me laugh. It was just an all-round enjoyable experience, and one that I've waited 13 years for. I definitely think it's probably one of the better movies that Pixar's brought out for some time. Because, I mean, we've had Coco. Yeah, Coco was good, actually. Cars 3. So, as always, guys, if you've enjoyed the video, you know, please do give me a like. Have you seen Incredibles 2 yet? Please let me know down in the comments your thoughts. Do you agree with what I said? Or, you know, are you one of these people where you didn't like it so much? As always, I'm going to be doing more reviews and stuff like this in the future, as well as some other stuff. So, please do subscribe to the channel. And, yeah, until next time, take care.